Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel, NBC Stitcher. I'm Matt and this is Augie the Corgi. This is Flosstube episode number 18 and today is Sunday, January 10th, 2021. It has been a little crazy, as I think we all know. Just as a explanation, I am going to talk about my thoughts on what happened Wednesday and everything. If you don't want to hear about me, then and what I think, you don't have to stick around. If you're just looking for cross-stitch information, it's not really the right media for you. Since you're like, this is literally, us Flosstubers invite you into our homes, and we can talk about things that are not just cross-stitch. But that's just a warning. I'm not apologizing for it in any way. I'm just saying that's going to happen here. So first of all, this is the Sunday after the first attempted coup that I've ever been alive for in my country. And it's a little crazy. I mean, this is not a political discussion. I have lots of friends and family members that are conservative or believe differently than I do in what we think the government should do, or what should be used, how we should govern our country and what things should happen. But that's not what was happening Wednesday. Wednesday was a direct violation of the president's oath of office and asking his supporters to go to the Capitol and interrupt the certification that he was being replaced by somebody else, after his own vice president had told him, I'm not doing anything to stop this. I'm doing what the Constitution tells me to do, and I'm doing that. And the only reason why he even did anything to tell these people to stop is because he realized there was not the political will to support him. There is absolutely no evidence of any kind of fraud that happened in our elections. They've had 2 months to try and find things. The Justice Department has investigated. They found nothing. Bill Barr resigned because of that. And remember, when the Justice Department opened that investigation, the head of the unit that investigates election fraud resigned in protest, saying, there's no reason for us to be doing this. And then it turned around a month later, Bill Barr resigned because, they didn't find anything, because there's nothing. They lost. That's the end of the story. And it's not... I'm an attorney. I took an oath when I became licensed to practice to protect our country's constitution and my state's constitution. I take that very seriously. I have not always agreed with what I think is best for our country, but I have never been in support of anything that would be a attempt to change that, except by changing the rules or voting or doing anything that is within our system. I've never tried to change our system from outside of it, and I don't support that in any way. And what happened Wednesday was that. It may not be the last time, I wouldn't be surprised, but it certainly is unacceptable and should not happen. We can debate whether life begins at conception, gun rights, the purpose, what minimum wage should be, paid leave, all of those kinds of policy decisions that there may be a difference of opinion between people on the left and people on the right. And there's multiple positions in all of those camps. And that kind of conversation is easy to have and is enjoyable. I like having political discussions on those kinds of things. But anything that is other than a condemnation of what happened Wednesday for that is just, that's not a non-starter. I don't really usually get a lot of political comments on my videos or anything like that, so that hasn't really happened. But if I'm not going to engage in examination of what happened Wednesday. The facts are the facts, and that's what it is. And yeah, so I did want to start off with this because it is something that is very, impactful on lots of people in this country, and lots of people that believe in democracy and the importance of it. And so it's something that I'm going through, so I wanted to talk about it. This was when I was planning to do a Flosstube this weekend anyway, and I didn't want to not do it because I wanted to talk about this, and whatever it was. Okay, so I do have, let's get to the stitching part. I do have a couple new starts since the last time we saw each other. Well, yes, because I don't think they made it into the, so I've got a couple new starts. I've got some good progress. No finishes yet, and then I'm going to talk about my WIP Go and what I am doing for the year. I did have, I had a set a goal for last year to meet 20 finishes, and I have just a couple, I'll put an asterisk by the word finish there. I have a couple definitions of what a finish is, one of which would be in a stitch along that I'm stitching the parts as they're either as they're coming out or in some way that is kind of easy to. I didn't just get the whole pattern at once, I guess is the way I'm breaking it up. So that really only applies to two things so far. We've got the mythical creatures and letters Sal, which you will see because I have worked on that. I'm counting each of those individual letters as a finish. I also count, I'm counting parts of the Dark Queen of the Sea as finishes because I am, for the most part, keeping up with them every month and doing it until I'm done with that and then waiting till the next one. And then on my full coverages, I didn't make to a page finish, but I would count a page finish as a finish. The way I stitch it is not a page at a time, so I have taken the number of pages, the total stitches divided by the number of pages in the printed PDF, and then that gives me an average number per page, and so when I reach that number of stitches, that's what I call a page finish. But I haven't reached one of those yet on either of my full coverages. I probably will this year because they're on my WIP Go board to do, and I'm trying to use that as a good, these are the goals for the year and working towards that. So, and I have, so let's go ahead and get into my new starts. I think, are you trying to get down? You want to go down? Yeah, okay. You keep looking over there. So, first up, I started, this is the Autumntown. Now, I noticed this, I don't know when or what, I'm not sure why, but on Etsy, it's not listed as Autumntown anymore. This is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And the, let's see, where did it go? So the pattern is, the file is called Autumntown, and then it's here, oh, that's the, this is the, the cover image for it. So I'm doing this with Kristen and Aaron of the Steel City Stitchers and Catherine from Paper Crane Crafts and other people that are joining it. We did this, the hashtag for it is hashtag holiday hangover Sal, which we did, we started this the day after Christmas or Boxing Day. although that's not a majorly celebrated or recognized, I guess, day in the US, but it's on our calendars, usually printed on there. And Kristen and I are doing it on fabric that Jody dyed for us. And this is where I'm at. So I'm starting down here at the bottom right corner, and I did this part of the road. I got a good chunk of this pumpkin done, this fence, and this is part of a house, a tree, and then I'm working on the insides of a tree up here that is coming along. And it's really great. I really enjoy this project. This tree is, I did get so it's mostly charted in DMC, but there are 2 Gloriana silks that you can use, and then 2 Weeks Dye Works colors that you can use. So far, part of the fence is in one of the Weeks Dye Works colors, and then this is the tree over here is in the Gloriana. So I am still waiting for a response from Weeks Dye Works for their decision on a color name that they have that has racial connotations to it and is not really appropriate to be used anymore. Because of that, I'm not purchasing any more Weeks Dye Works floss. The things that I had purchased it before that whole thing came out. And I do want to use it on this project, but I do have a project that I have kitted up in it, and I'm not sure I want to start it. I don't have any plans presently to start it, but I may look for a way to convert it to some other kind. I'm not planning on purchasing really anything else from them. I mean, there's things in people, you know, that there has been enough time that no matter what's happening, unless somebody is dead, and like the people that run the company, there should be a response, and there's just nothing. So, yeah, I mean, part of me is a little bit like, should we expect now a, MAGA insurrection red coming out? Maybe not, but, I wouldn't be that surprised. Anyway, this is where I'm at on Autumntown, and I have really enjoyed this, working on this. This fabric is amazing. It's a 32 count Lugana. As I said, Jody dyed it for us, and Kristen and I, and there's so much of it. Kristen got it and then sent it to me, and it's like a fat half. I'm like, that's so much fabric, we don't need that much for this project. So I'm sure we'll figure out something else to do on it after this. But it's really looking great. I love the silks. I think it's Cherry Bark is the name of it, and it's just so gorgeous. The other one is just as beautiful. I just haven't got to the point where I'm using that one yet. So I love it, and I'm very excited to stitch on it more. Okay, the next one, oh, I didn't bring the picture. I don't have it. I do. There he is. Oh, I don't have, nope, I do not. Okay, so I am doing Triton by Bella Filipina Designs, and this is, I don't have an image for him, but this is my start. It's a center start. This is part of the trident that he is holding, and part of his tail, and then up here, this is also still, I think this is part of his skirt, actually. But yeah, I am really enjoying this one. This fabric is 32 count Lugana. It's called Reef. It's by Be Stitch Me, and it's gorgeous. It's opalescent too, so there is shimmer. But just the way it looks, it's just perfect. I'm so excited. I really like this one. I have enjoyed it, but I have also been, and this is part of on my WIP Go, but I have not spent as much time on this as I want to. I think I may have some more time towards the end of the month when I get some other things finished or the goals accomplished, and then have some more time for this one. But I really do enjoy it, and I hope to continue to work on it more this month and then maybe more this year. There's not like a certain amount that I want to get done or anything on him at this point, but it's been pretty enjoyable. So okay, next up we've got the Dark Queen of the Sea, and this is a WIP. This is part 5 that we're into, and I have done the bottom here of this coral, some of the seaweed green, and then I'm kind of working my way up. There's a dark green that Aaron had told us, hey, I'm adding this, you need to get this other DMC color, and I had ordered it and I just hadn't had it when I was working on it. So that's part, I'll be working on that, and then finish up the coral and kind of make my way up, because this whole part is the coral and then some seaweed that goes up this side. So I did this New Year's Day, January 1. I got this far and then it's like, okay, I'm done with this for now, and then I'll wait until this week, and I'm gonna be working on this again now that it's the second week of January. Okay, so let's go with, this is Blueberry. This is by Rachel Moore, Singy Stitch on Etsy. It's a beautiful piece. I think I have the picture. Or we have, yes. Okay, this is what she's gonna look like. She's beautiful. I didn't say, back up a bit. This is on 32 count Joblin in Bewitched, which is the Under the Sea fabric. And this is Autumn Lane Stitchery's Dark Queen of the Sea Sal that is in conjunction with Under the Sea. Leslie did a fabric specific for this, which is this one. It's beautiful. I love stitching on it. It's gorgeous. This is Blueberry, and she is, so I've been working on her dress, filling in some of the stuff. I had to frog one of these, I think this one, and then redid it. It was like half a stitch over, and I didn't realize it until I was getting close to it, and then those X's are not in the same spot as the other ones. This is on a 32 count Joblin in African Daisy by Witchelt, and I really enjoy this one a lot, especially because it gives me something I can do if I just need, like, I'm watching something, a video or a movie or something, and I just want to stitch something mindlessly. I can fill in around, I can just get some of this color and fill in, and it's very easy to do that. I really like this one. It is on my WIP Go board that as part of my goals for this year, so you will be seeing her again, and yeah. Okay, a couple more. I was working on Santa, another Autumn Lane Stitchery pattern. This is Woodland Santa. Let's do a picture. Okay, this is what he looks like. This is the cover image. It's, a pretty full coverage piece of stitching, but he's looking great. I started in the center with Santa. I finished up the lantern and Santa's face and the hat up here, and then I put him away after Christmas. He is on my WIP Go board. I will be getting him out again. I want to get him to at least the halfway mark. which is not that far away because he's not, you know, but the side, it's a long and tall piece, so like the side of it is pretty much right here, and then there's some more like a little bit over this way, but he's pretty, and then there's more above him and below him, so it'll be a nice image there. And this is on 18 count Picture This Plus Ada in the colorway Jade. So I have really enjoyed him. He's another great example of Erin's masterful use of color to shade and to do things that you don't really expect that to work, but once you get it stitched, it really does work. And yeah, I love him, and we will be seeing him again some point in the future, because I don't know when he's going to get called. And then I have another winter piece that I switched to after I finished him. I haven't done a whole lot on this, but I have worked on it some. So this is Winter Deer by Stitchrovia. Yes. Let's see. And I do not have a cover image. I just have the chart. So I'm just going to show you what he looks like with the stitching. This is also on 18 count Ada. This is an unnamed gray from Be Stitch Me, and I am using the called for DMC on this. I filled in some of the tree, and I think down here some of this color too, but that's been about it so far. I haven't spent a whole lot of time. I stitched on this some on Christmas Day with my family's. We did a Zoom call for our Christmas dinner. My grandparents, my parents, and I, and my aunt and uncle, we all live here in Tulsa, and we all made different food items, and then we met at the backyard of my grandparents' house. My aunt and uncle live right next door, and we exchanged, you know, each household got some of the food, and then we came to our houses, and then I set up a Zoom call, and I got all of my cousins and aunt and uncles that live outside of the state on, and so there were like, I think it was 23 of us, including spouses and children that popped in and that kind of stuff. So there's 8 of us grandkids, so there's quite a bit. My grandparents had 4 kids, and then there are 8 of us grandparents or grandkids. So there were quite a few of us, but everyone made it, all of the grandkids made it on at some point, and then yeah, it was a really fun time. But since I was the host, I couldn't just like leave because that would kick everybody out, and my dad, my parents, my aunt and uncle, and even to some extent my grandparents were still on, and they were talking, and so I like cleaned around, I cleaned up the dishes, actually, at one point, I took Augie for a walk and just let it continue to play in the living room because it's like, or in the dining room, because like, I don't, you know, you guys keep doing what you're doing, but I can't really, I got some things I need to do. And then I pulled out my stitching and stitched, and then still talked to people, but, you know, it was a fun time. We really enjoyed it. I mean, I think the total length was like 3 or 4 hours, or no, it was more than that. It was like closer to 5 hours, I think. But yeah, it was a great time. I enjoyed it. I think everybody else did too. So it's definitely something I think my family will try to do again. And even because we are also so spread out, that it was nice to be able to have my cousin in Cincinnati, my cousin in DC, although she's moving back to Phoenix, my other cousin in Phoenix with my aunt, my uncle out there, one of my cousins that lives in Alabama, one that lives in Tennessee. You know, we all were able to see each other through that, and you know, the great grandkids, and all that. So it was really fun, and we will get to do that again at some point. Even when I think we may try to use that some when we're doing, when we have like in-person stuff again. Which my grandparents got their vaccine, their first round on Monday, which is really exciting. So they're getting on top of it and all of that. Okay, so I've got 2 more WIPs to show, but these are part of the WIP Go. So I want to go over this. So I tried to put this on my computer screen and on my iPad, and it was a little hard to see or figure out. So I printed it out, but I don't have a color printer, so it's a little hard to figure out. Basically, a couple of things that are a little different from my board from other people. I numbered them differently. When I think Jessie, so WIP Go is a Facebook group run by Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and she started this a couple years ago, mostly for herself, to try and encourage her to work on certain things or to get some things done during the year. And so she has 24 pieces, or that was the original, and then there's a free space in the middle. You can choose to put something there or not. 24 spots, 24 goals, and then 2 goals get drawn a month, and then you can, it's very loose on what you set as a goal, what you do if you have to accomplish that goal in that month, or if it's for the year, or whatever it is. The way I'm doing it is I have goals that I want for the year. These are, but somewhat goals that I want to accomplish in the month that they're called, but there's some that are a little bit smaller and some that are bigger that I may not be able to do in a month. I think in general, my goals are maybe a little bit more lofty than I should have, but I wanted to see what I could do. I may reassess and change some things. I already did once because I cut some stuff and lessened some of what I was doing. But anyway, so there's 24 spots, but when I look at a bingo card, although the numbers can be like, whatever order, but generally the lowest numbers are in this column, and then this column, like all the B's are, 1 through 15 or 1 through 20? I don't know that I've ever looked at it, but the lowest numbers are here, and then it kind of goes that way. So I numbered mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And so when she calls on the 27th of every month, the numbers that are going to be called for that month. This month she called 13, which is the free space, and so she calls another number that month as well. So every other month this year will have only 2 numbers because the free space was called. I put something in my free space, so I am working on it. So the first step we'll talk about is here. This number is for letters, and that means my mythical creature Sal. This is from Pain Free Crafts. This was their 2020 Sal, and the way they did it is you paid for the whole year. I think it was like £20, maybe. I don't remember. They're in England, and they have a bunch of full coverage stuff for the most part, and then so the art is now I'm forgetting his name. Stanley Morrison, I think is right. I may be wrong. But the art is from him, and they have charted each letter of the alphabet as a different mythical creature. So 2 letters means I need to finish 2 letters. I have all of the remaining letters on the board. Not like specific letters, but I have some spots that have 2, some have 3, and I want to, by the end of the year, complete this whole project. So I have been working on Ellis for Leviathan. I just had a little bit of his down here done, and so I've done all of this and kind of moved that over as well. I have enjoyed getting back to him. I really do like this project and I really want to get it done this year. And so that was a big part of my goals, is to keep working on this. If I get 2, 3 letters, if I have to do 6 letters in a month, that will be challenging. That may not happen, but who knows? Some letters I was able to do a week and then work on other things as well, but I definitely want to try and do that, or keep working on this and move it along. This is on a 32 count white Jobelan. There are a lot of different colors in this. I think white is the easiest to really be able to see each letter, because there are several that even if you did like, I guess you could do like a light neutral and it still would, you would still be able to see everything, but I have really enjoyed this piece, but sometimes they have frustrated me. Like this H took forever. There were a lot of colors, a lot of color changes, a lot of fractional stitches, and yeah, the L is not too bad. There's some fractionals, but not that many. And then there, of course, will be backstitch. But I have enjoyed this, and I will need to move it to do the name, but I liked having that up there. So that is Pain Free Crafts, 2 letters. I've got to finish L and I've got to do M. M is a beast. I know lots of people have stalled out on M or finished M and then taken a break because there's a lot. It's a mermaid, and it's beautiful, but I am going to push through it and I'm going to get it done. Okay, last one. I also have, I'll talk about the free space. So free space says new start 7 days. So I started Triton as my new year, new start anyway, and so I used working on him. I've done 1 day. I need to do more. I am going to, it's my board, my rules, so I am also going to be doing any new start that I work on, I can continue, like if the Autumntown, if I spend another day on that, I will count that as one of my days. I have a couple new starts planned for later this month. Those will also count. As long as I'm doing 7 days on new starts, it doesn't matter if it's all on one or I split it among others. That is what I'm trying to do. I do want to work on him more, but I also want to get good progress on a lot of these other things and get some of my bigger projects done. And so that's why I'm kind of redefining my goal, I guess, a little bit. And then the other one is to complete Mid-Century Gardens. So this is Mid-Century Gardens. I'll show you that. This is a collaboration between Summer House Stitchworks, which is this one, Hands On Design, which is this one, and Ink Circles, which is this one. And I'm doing it kind of like this. And I'm doing it, I'm not going to put it in a tray, I think, but it'll probably be, I'll stretch it over a canvas or something. And I'm doing my own colors, but I had a little bit left of the center one to finish, just the border, so I did that, and then I came over here and worked and finished the Ink Circles one. And then I've started and been working on the Summer House Stitchwork one. This is coming along great. This is on a 32 count Jobelan in Earth. The name is Earth of the colorway. And this is from Be Stitch Me. I am pretty much, I know that if I do 2 lengths a day into here, I'm going to get this done by the end of the month. So I'm not really like working on this exclusively. Like yesterday I did the light blue, and then I put more in because I wanted to get the border further out and do these, some of the dark blue. But I've, there's not a whole lot more in the middle, and then the border is very easy to do. I don't have to pay attention to the pattern. So I have been really enjoying this. I love the colors. And I will go ahead because I have them here. So the light blue these are all DMC. It's a variegated DMC. It's 4022. I think that may be discontinued, but you could, at least a year ago, I could get it in some places. I bought several skeins of it because I really like that color. And then the coral orange color is 106, which is another DMC variegated here. And then the dark blue is 3765. It's a solid color here. I may need another skein of this, although I think I will be able to finish. I definitely will need another skein at some point. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's all the stitching. And I've got some haul and a little bit of stitchy kindness. So this arrived, it didn't arrive until after Christmas, but that is not the person who sent it fault. It's beautiful, and I did put it on my tree before I took it off the tree, because I took the tree down. I took the ornaments off, and then I did take the tree down today. I had taken the ornaments off a while ago, but I finally got the box in from the garage, and this is a beautiful stitched ornament that my friend Cheryl sent me in the mail, and I just love it. You know, I love everything blue. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's gorgeous, and I will definitely have it on my tree again next year. Okay. I ordered, let's do this. So I got, when I went to go get do our food exchange, we also did our gift exchange if we had any gifts for people. And I did, oh, okay. My aunt gave me this, which is adorable, and she had found it. There's a store here called Ida Red's that they have kind of just little different things, and they had these in there. So she and my cousin was in town with her. They got this for me, and they're like, "You will love this. This is perfect." I was like, "Yeah, I will." So this is a little Ruth Bader Ginsburg cross-stitch kit, so I will be doing that at some point. It comes with the hoop, and it comes with 14-count Aida, which I don't know if I'll use that or switch it out or something. Then I got myself a kit as well. I purchased another one of these already, but I have not started it, and I think I'm actually going to be starting this one first. But this is one of the Lenart kits. I purchased it on Amazon, and it comes from a seller in England. But it was very reasonable price and shipping, so and it's a full kit, and it's on 14-count black Aida. Yeah. So I will be doing it on that because it's kind of like it uses the negative space of the black Aida. But I don't really have a problem stitching on black like that. And the 14 makes it easier to see, honestly. So I am planning to start this with one of the other people that are stitching one of these is Julie, Kansas City Girl in Colorado World, and she is doing this on there's another African lady that she's doing, and she's named her Amari, because the name on this just says African lady. I mean, there's not like a name like anything else besides just African lady. But I really like it. I think it's beautiful. She's going to be working on her in February, I think she said. And so I told her, well, let me know, because I will start mine when you're working on yours, because I would really like to do it. And I want to get started with one of them, but it's not on my WIP Go board, so I don't know that I'll... But if I'm still needing days on a new start, she will be on there. So I can use her as part of that. Okay. I ordered from Fire Poppies, and I got that in. So they have extended it now through the end of January, if you spend $25, you will get free shipping. In the U.S. Continental, I don't know if it's in the U.S. at least. Continental, you'll have to look there for the details. They also have some clearance going on all sorts of stuff, patterns, fibers, different things that they're kind of moving stuff out to get room for new stuff. And I kind of just went through the list of everything and found a few patterns that I wanted and did that. And then I bought some beads. That may have been separate. No. Yeah. I got the patterns and some beads. I got some of the beads for Triton. And then I'm doing the Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. I'm doing that one as well. And that will be this next. I'm starting it at the end of the month for Julie's birthday with Kate, Stitchy Aardvark, and I think Gary from Sunshine Stitchers. So at some point at the end of the month we're doing that. I think, yeah, I don't, anyway. So I got some of the beads for that. I didn't get everything. And I still got, I probably need to do a couple special order or something for a few things, but Triton doesn't have a whole lot of beads, but Bellatrix does. So I have been trying to accumulate those and anything. Anyway, so I got some beads. I also got some patterns. It may have been 2 separate orders. I think it was, sorry. Yeah, I think I got 2 separate orders. But so she has marked several patterns on clearance, different degrees and everything, and I just looked through the list of everything and got one. Some of the Bella Filipinas were on sale, and so I got the Queen Flower Fairy, which is this one, which I liked. I also got this Nutcracker kit from Satsuma Street. She had this one on clearance as well. This is the Snow Queen. Yeah. And I did one of these for a Christmas gift for my mom. And I have another Nutcracker, but I was like, oh, I like that one too. So I got that. I just saw this and was like, oh, I like this. This is Crossed Wing Collection Red Tail number 36. This is designed by Paula Minkenbridge. This is an older chart. It's from 1998. And which the designer passed away right before this was released, unexpectedly. No. Sorry, not the designer, the bird. I'm sorry. I read part of the back and I was like, oh no, so sad. But that's about Annie, the red-tailed hawk. So the red-tailed hawk that this is based off of passed away before, or in 1997. This pattern was released in 98. So there's 2 separate ones. There's this one and this one. Both are cute. I like birds, so that was kind of why I got this one. But it is a little bit 90s in the way that the outlining of the backstitch outlining is very boxy. It's not angled or anything, so we may be trying to do a little bit of alteration there, or a little changing things up when I get around to that one. And then this is, I got another Bewitching Pixie. This is Emmy, and she is from Nora Corbett. There were a couple of these, and I liked this one that has the bow and arrow, and so got that. I also got some, yeah, it was 2 separate, because then I got fabric. I got, this is 32 count charcoal Lugana, and you're like, hey, you just showed that in your video. It's like, yeah, I know, I already have a piece, but I wanted another one because I have a specific plan, and then I wanted something maybe to do it in the future. But I'm doing Wakanda Forever, which is by Park Hopper Bart. You can get his patterns on Gumroad. And this is one that he designed for his wife Katie. Once she finished it, he released it out. And it's going to look great. I'm doing it on this 32 count charcoal Lugana, and then the DMC, there's like 5 colors. So yeah, Wakanda Forever. Here it is. This is what it'll look like. Now mine won't be quite as black because it's charcoal. But then the faces of the Black Panther are in black, so you'll still get that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Here's the floss color. So I mean, it's just, you know, bright colors. I mean black, but like, you know, that's beautiful. So that's gonna look great. I got my fabric of the month from Fortnite from December, and this was my last month of getting the two. They're neutral and they're colorful from 2019, or sorry, 2020. They changed up their clubs for next year. Go check them out to find out more. This is the neutral one. This is black, Norica Black Truffle, I think. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's super spooky, kind of like a forest or something. I don't know. It's, if I do that, the Autumn Lane Stitchery, oh, what's the witch? She's in a forest, and lunar eclipse witch, something like that. I can't remember the name. This would be a gorgeous fabric to do that on. I think Kate is doing Bellatrix on this one. I've thought about that, and then I'm gonna do something else. And then this is Christmas Cactus, which is a beautiful green. This is from the color, their colorful collection. And these are 32 count Luganas. All right, I ordered from Garon Toten Bags, but Garon Stitchery. I ordered a couple more grime guards. Oh, you saw one on Triton. This is the other one. It's a Christmas baubles, you know, the ornaments, and blue and Christmas tree. It's pretty. And then I got my nest egg from 3 Owl Threads, and I do 20-yard skeins of Threadworks. And so this is number 1097, which is called Devilish, which is a beautiful red, kind of like, well, I think it's a little brighter than 666, but you know. This is 1024, which is deep blue sea, the gorgeous midnight navy, almost purpley color, at least to me. 1042, Desert Sunset. I think I have this one already. Not from this, but I think I had ordered it. It's a pretty brown to black color. 1003, this is Deep Sea. It's a nice gray blue. 10,571, which is Creme de Menthe. It's a nice light green, minty green. 1016, Crystal Blue. Beautiful variegated blue. 11,351, Cotton Candy. It's a pink. It goes from like a light pink to a darker pink. Subtle, well, I mean, good variegation. 10,821, Daffodil. So it has kind of like the green, like the full color you know, of a daffodil. And then 10,041, Deep Coral. It's a nice coral color. Oops. Kind of salmon-y. And then 1142, this is Desert Flowers. It's another beautiful color. So, I'm continuing with that. And then my last thing is my Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month. I have switched to getting, I've switched to Jobelin from Lugana, still 32 count, and then I'm getting I'm getting 2 pieces a month, her colorful and her neutral. So this is from the colorful group this month. It's called Winter Blues. They're both light blues, which, you know me, I think this was the perfect month for me to choose to do this. It's gorgeous. I love this. I mean, I could use like yards of this, I think. So you can tell from the things I stitch on, a lot of it is blue, or the fabric is. And then this is the more neutral. It's called Sleet, and it's very light modeling to it, but it's really gorgeous. It's definitely a light blue. If it comes out a little bit more white or gray, it's definitely more blue in person. So that's that, and that's pretty much everything. So thanks for sticking around. If you made it this far, I appreciate everybody that comes and likes and comments and subscribes and all that. I have said this before in my other videos. I do this because I want to find more people in the stitching community and become closer friends with people, even if we don't like live near each other. I have found people that I do live near. Cheryl that sent me that, she lives near me in Broken Arrow, but we didn't know each other until virtual stitchers and all that. So I really have enjoyed that aspect of our community and really happy to continue that. And just to the extent that that helps with so I appreciate liking and subscribing and all of that, any shout outs or anything along those lines. So I can reach more people and kind of get more engagement that way. But I'm by no means trying to become like the next star of YouTube, of Flosstube or YouTube or anything like that. This is just a way that I can share about what I'm doing and all of that and what I'm feeling. And I appreciate all of you for listening to me and commenting back and everything else that you guys do. So I hope everybody has a wonderful I hope everybody has a wonderful new year. It's been kind of a crazy one so far, but I am hopeful for the future and encouraged by some of the reactions that I've seen. And even if we have to, I by no means think we can't be complicit in what has happened. And so I think that is something that we have to take ownership of. I didn't raise this before, but I do think that the direct result of that, this is not something that just happened overnight. This has been building up because of a multiplicity of things, and really it can go back to Newt Gingrich or Mitch McConnell and those obstructionism and failure to actually make our government function is really a big problem. And so it's something that needs to be done. But combine that with somebody that is in some ways, I guess, charismatic to at least a segment of the population and willing to say whatever to keep power and willing to do whatever, really has kind of like pushed into this. I am hopeful that we will see more people distance themselves from him, and that he will, any other attempts that he makes will be thwarted. I think that there are more Americans that are, no matter what their political beliefs are and what side of the aisle they may be on, believe in our system more than they do any one person. And certainly not him. So anyway, I'm excited for the 20th. I'm planning to do I will show that. So there was Robert's Palace of Stitches was on Virtual Stitchers Friday and was talking about he had purchased some stuff on Etsy, and there's a shop, Stitches by Dre. Stitch by Dre. It's all one word, and Dre is D-R-E-Y. And the designer has a bunch of Prudence themed patterns with this lady that's in like that kind of dress and different political statements. So this is the one I'm planning to do this for the 20th. I am altering it a little bit because I'm adding Biden-Harris down here at the bottom and then the date instead of the Justice for George, which is still, I mean, that is true and is needed, but I am altering it a little bit. I'm still keeping Black Lives Matter at the top because that is incredibly important and true, and that is I'm going to do that for the 20th, and I haven't done a whole lot of patriotic stitching. It's not something that I don't like decorate that way or put stuff up. I mean, I do celebrate the 4th of July and I'm excited to do that. It's not just like, oh, I get to see family and we get to do things, enjoy food and shoot fireworks and all that stuff. I mean, it is important, and I am excited to be excited about the future for my country and for what we can accomplish when we do great things, and when we put our minds together. And so I want to do more of that and kind of encourage that. So that's why I wanted to do Prudence here. And yeah, I'm excited to do that. I am hopeful for our future and vigilant towards people that would try and stop that. So anyway, I hope you all have a great time this next couple weeks, and I should be back in a couple weeks to fill you in on new things that have happened in my life and stitching and all of that. I mean, I don't share like everything that's going on in my life, but you know, big things that are happening in the world and all that, and how it's impacting and impacting my stitching and all that. So anyway, I'm rambling. Have a great one. Enjoy your stitching, and bye.